Triple H's near suffocation in the Elimination Chamber. The 2002 Elimination Chamber match is remembered for its chaos, brutality, and innovation, but behind the spectacle was a moment that nearly turned fatal for Triple H. Competing in one of WWE's most physically taxing matches, Triple H found himself on the mat as Rob Van Dam prepared to execute his signature 5-star frog splash. RVD, known for his high-flying antics, climbed to the top of one of the pods to elevate the risk and excitement. However, the confined space atop the pod forced Van Dam to crouch, limiting his movement and control. As he leapt, the trajectory of his dive was off just enough that his knee came down hard onto Triple H's throat. The impact was not just painful, it triggered severe internal swelling that began to restrict his airway. Within seconds, Triple H's life was hanging in the balance as his windpipe swelled, threatening to close completely. Despite this, the seasoned wrestler somehow finished the match, driven by adrenaline, professionalism, and a sheer will to survive. Afterward, he was taken to a local hospital where he was held overnight for monitoring and treatment. It was only after thorough medical evaluation that the true severity of his injury became clear. Had he not had a strong neck or the incident been slightly more forceful, Triple H might have been unable to breathe on his own. This brush with death was never played up for storyline purposes, but it stands as one of the most genuinely dangerous in-ring moments in WWE history. The event serves as a stark reminder of the very real dangers wrestlers face and how quickly a career and a life can change in the squared circle. Eddie Guerrero's accidental self-mutilation. Eddie Guerrero was one of the most beloved and charismatic wrestlers of his time, known for his lie, cheat, and steal persona and his incredible in-ring talent. However, during his infamous match against JBL at Judgment Day 2004, he came dangerously close to dying in the ring, not from an opponent's attack, but from a mistake of his own making. The match, heralded as one of the bloodiest encounters in WWE history, saw Eddie engage in the old-school practice of blading, using a small razor hidden in his wrist tape to cut himself and simulate the effect of a brutal assault. On this night, Guerrero went too far. He accidentally sliced too deeply into his forehead, causing blood to gush uncontrollably. As the match went on, his face turned crimson and the ring was soaked. Fans and commentators were stunned by the visual, not realizing the imminent danger Guerrero was in. After the match, Eddie collapsed backstage from blood loss and was rushed to the hospital. Doctors immediately took action to stabilize him and later revealed that the blood loss was dangerously close to fatal levels. Guerrero's condition was serious enough that WWE medical staff and executives had to reconsider their tolerance for such risky practices, even when they were self-inflicted for dramatic effect. The incident with Guerrero serves as a cautionary tale not only about the perils of blading, but also about the larger culture of pushing physical limits in professional wrestling. The pressure to put on a good show, to sell pain and violence convincingly, often leads performers to take extreme risks that can result in tragedy. Eddie's near-death experience exposed the brutal underside of performance art in WWE, where even self-control can spiral into catastrophe under the wrong circumstances. Shane McMahon's brutal glass encounter. Shane McMahon has always been willing to endure unimaginable punishment to entertain WWE fans, but his match against Kurt Angle at the 2001 King of the Ring came dangerously close to costing him his life. Booked as a no-holds-barred street fight, the contest was designed to push physical boundaries. A pivotal moment in the match was set to occur when Angle hurled Shane through glass panels set up at the stage entrance. WWE typically uses sugar glass for such spots, a brittle material that shatters on impact to produce a stunning visual without harming the performer. Unfortunately, due to a production error, plexiglass was used instead. This substance is much more durable and doesn't shatter easily. When Angle threw Shane the first time, the glass didn't break. Instead, Shane's head bounced violently off the panel and crashed onto the concrete floor. Dazed but determined, Shane allowed Angle to try again. It took multiple attempts, each more painful than the last, before the glass finally broke. The sight of Shane being repeatedly slammed into unbreakable glass, coupled with his lifeless appearance, stunned the audience and backstage crew. Vince McMahon, watching in horror, reportedly ordered the match to be stopped, fearing for his son's life. The referee relayed the message, but Shane was so concussed that he couldn't comprehend it. The match continued, and although Shane finished the bout, he was immediately rushed to the hospital afterward. Doctors later confirmed he had suffered multiple injuries and was lucky to walk away without lasting damage. This horrifying incident forced WWE to reevaluate its use of props and its commitment to performer safety, especially in matches involving high-risk stunts. Shane's encounter with unbreakable glass has since become one of the most discussed and terrifying moments in WWE history, highlighting the razor-thin margin between entertainment and tragedy. The Undertaker's near-fatal jackhammer. The Undertaker has earned his place in wrestling lore through decades of memorable matches, enduring pain, and surviving incidents that would have ended lesser men. While his entire career is a testament to resilience, the most dangerous moment came in 2019 at Super Showdown during his match against Goldberg. This contest, billed as a dream match between two legends, turned into a nightmare due to a series of unfortunate events. Early in the match, Goldberg collided headfirst with a ring post, visibly dazed and bleeding. Despite clearly suffering a concussion, Goldberg insisted on continuing. The pivotal moment occurred when Goldberg attempted his signature jackhammer, lifting The Undertaker for a vertical suplex and then slamming him down. Due to disorientation and fatigue, Goldberg couldn't maintain balance, and the move fell apart mid-execution. Instead of landing flat, The Undertaker was dropped directly on his head. The visual was disturbing, and immediate concern spread across the arena and among those watching worldwide. Later, The Undertaker revealed that he was just 2 inches away from a broken neck, a potentially fatal injury given the force of the impact and his age. This terrifying moment led to serious behind-the-scenes conversations within WWE about booking aging legends in physically demanding roles. The incident not only shook the locker room, but also marked a turning point in how veteran talent was used in high-stakes matches. Taker's honesty about the danger he faced brought attention to the risks older performers encounter and questioned the ethics of subjecting them to such brutal scenarios. His survival, once again, seemed more due to luck than design. This botched jackhammer remains a harrowing reminder that even seasoned icons are not immune to the perils of professional wrestling when timing fails and instincts falter. Christian's career-threatening ladder match injury. Christian and Edge revolutionized the ladder match, bringing innovation and excitement to WWE's tag team division, but their rivalry also gave rise to one of the most dangerous injuries Christian ever suffered. During a one-on-one ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship in 2001, Edge delivered a devastating chair shot known as the Concerto to Christian atop a ladder. While the moment was visually spectacular and elicited a stunned response from the crowd, the aftermath was far from entertaining. The shot left Christian completely motionless as he fell lifelessly to the mat. Later, it was revealed that Christian had suffered one of the most severe concussions of his career. The blow to the head was so impactful that Christian experienced post-concussion symptoms long after the match ended. WWE at the time was not as sensitive to brain trauma as it is today, and Christian's injury helped prompt greater awareness of how damaging such shots could be. As WWE entered the era of concussion protocols, moments like this were cited as cautionary examples of unchecked brutality. The chair shot was even edited out in later versions of the match broadcast, a silent acknowledgement by WWE of the grave mistake. Christian's injury put his future at risk and remains a chilling reminder of how quickly a storyline can turn into a real-life emergency. It also underscores the importance of evolving safety standards, particularly concerning head trauma. Wrestlers often pride themselves on their toughness and ability to take a hit, but Christian's injury marked a turning point in the industry's recognition of long-term health implications stemming from in-ring violence. CM Punk's skull fracture before WWE. CM Punk is known for his rebellious persona, outspoken nature, and a work ethic that helped him rise from the independent scene to WWE superstardom. But few know that his journey almost ended before it even began. In 2002, while wrestling as an independent talent, Punk faced an opponent named Reckless Youth in a routine match that turned out to be anything but. During the bout, a freak accident occurred, and Punk suffered a skull fracture. He described the sensation as feeling like warm water had been poured inside his head, a terrifying indication of internal trauma. Remarkably, Punk finished the match using a steel chair to support himself as he exited the ring. Once backstage, he collapsed and was unable to open his eyes. Emergency services rushed him to the hospital, where doctors were stunned he was even alive. The attending physician informed him that many people with less severe skull fractures had died from similar injuries. Despite this dire warning, Punk refused medication, adhering to his personal beliefs. Instead, he spent a month recovering at a relative's house, without pharmaceuticals or modern treatment. This minimalist recovery process was risky, but it eventually allowed him to return to the ring and continue his journey to WWE. The fact that he survived, let alone continued to perform, speaks volumes about his determination and pain threshold. More importantly, this incident sheds light on the risks indie wrestlers face without the medical infrastructure of larger promotions. Punk's brush with death was not well known to the public until years later, but it stands as a vivid example of how close a promising future can come to being permanently derailed. It also emphasizes the need for accessible medical care and safety oversight at all levels of professional wrestling, not just the highest tier.